Yo, guys, your boy Kirby. Welcome back to another video, and today we'll be breaking down UFC 326. Let's start off with the first fight of the night. That is Luke Fernandez versus Rodolfo Bellato. Luke Fernandez. Oh my fucking god. Luke Fernandez is undefeated, coming off of a knockout win against whoever that is. Never seen that name in my life. I broke down Luke Fernandez on this fight on the Dana White's Contender Series earlier this year, and I thought he was phenomenal. I thought he was a very good surging light heavyweight. It's a light heavyweight, yeah. Surging light heavyweight. And I had a lot of hope for him. And he surpassed my expectations in that first fight. Rodolfo Bellato, on the other hand, has power in his hands. Very aggressive, very high volume. He throws over 5 significant strikes per minute. Very active on the feet. He's fairly accurate with his hands. Okay. Very active on the ground. He does have some good jiu-jitsu, really good takedown defense. He is very strong. He has a decent submission game. He doesn't really utilize submissions. He's more of a ground and pound. And he's one of the only fighters with a 1-1-1-1 in his last 4 fights. And he's a really good pocket fighter. He thrives in chaos. He's not really a technical striker. He has some really big red flags, though. His hands are constantly down. He has terrible striking defense. He has a fucking glass chin. No head movement. Kind of just stands there and takes punches. He has herpes. Terrible defense. Horrible fight IQ. He's retarded. On the other hand, we have Luke Fernandez, who is very, very well-rounded. He has pretty good boxing, really good straight punches, pretty good cardio. He has gone 5 rounds before. He mixes it up well. He goes to the body. He mixes in takedowns. He goes for the head. He's great control on the ground, very strong. He has straight, very fast punches, good head movement. He has really good striking defense, really good body work in the clinch. He has really good jiu-jitsu, really good wrestling. He's beaten Phil Haas and Eric Anders in grappling matches. He applies a lot of pressure, really good clinch. He gets up against the fence, clinches his opponents, lands great knees, takes him down, and he finds a submission, or he finds a ground and pound. There's not too many negatives in his game, in my opinion. He struggles to get off the fence sometimes. He doesn't have one-shot knockout power. Like, he is a kind of an overwhelming strike kind of KO guy. He doesn't... he loads up on his power hand very obviously, so it's very easy to get out of the way of his power shots. And when he is taken down, he does settle on bottom looking for submissions on his back, or he just struggles to get up. But Rodolfo Bellato is terrible. I cannot see Rodolfo Bellato actually winning a fight. He beat Io Pretoria. He just lost to Navajo. He had one of the best Oscar-worthy performances against Paul Craig when he got illegally upkicked, and he drew with Jimmy Crute, who's not very good. So the way I see this fight going is a Luke Fernandez round 1 KO. When I watch the tape on Luke Fernandez, I can see it so perfectly, him catching Rodolfo, taking him down, and then ground and pounding him. Because Rodolfo really doesn't have any redeeming qualities in this fight. I believe Rodolfo will try and brawl with Luke and get caught and knocked out cold. Knocked out or really badly wobbled, taken down, and then finished on the ground with some ground and pound. So Luke Fernandez round 1. Moving on to another fight I didn't really watch too much tape on. I'm going to go with Jung Yo Lee, the Korean Tiger. I'm going to refer to him as the Korean Tiger because I struggle to pronounce his name. Versus Gaston Bolanos. I'm gonna go the Tiger. The Tiger is on a losing streak against really good competition. Haider Emil is within the top echelon of the unranked featherweight division, I believe. Featherweight division. Bolanos is coming up a weight class, I believe. This fight is at 145, so yeah, it is at featherweight. Uh, yeah, Haider Emil, he did just get into a brawling match with him. They went to the center of the cage and were just throwing insane combinations at each other with no defense, and he didn't go down. He got overwhelmed, and the ref stopped, but he never went down. He has an entire fucking like his chin is iron. Like you can't knock this dude out. Very high volume, really good cardio. He's really well rounded, and he lost to Daniel Santos, who's pretty good. Really good kicker, but he is very good. His record does not, his UFC record does not tell you the full story on this guy. This guy's 2-2 in the UFC. Very talented. Well, Gaston Bolanos, I don't really rate him at all. He's 8-5. He got knocked out by Marcus McGee. He lost to, he beat Quatavius Romulus. I thought he lost. I was about to say Quatavius is fucking terrible. His record, like, the people he beat are terrible. Quang Lee, he got submitted by Quang Lee. I mean, like, like that's not, something to hold your hat on as a submission loss to Quang Lee. Well, Bolanos, I'm going to get into with positives. Good striking. Very good striking. He has power in his hands. He has a pretty good clinch. Like, his body knees in the clinch are really good. Very good finisher. Almost all of his wins are by finish. Really good leg kicks, which are going to affect Lee really badly, because Lee does not check leg kicks, and Bolano throws a lot of leg kicks. He's pretty dynamic. He throws elbows, he throws knees, some weird kicks. Pretty good elbow in the clinch elbows. He similar to John Jones in the clinch elbow game. Maintains distance pretty well. Pretty fast kicks, and a pretty good combination fighter. And he has decent volume, decent cardio. But the part where this fight gets sketchy for him is his terrible submission defense, his questionable chin. It's not glass or anything, but he does get knocked and rocked a lot. Very bad ground and pound defense. He just stands there and tries to move his head on the ground and gets pelted with ground and pound. Not very active in the pocket. He'll throw like 1 or 2 strikes, but he will get overwhelmed in the pocket. He's very open when he walks into enter range. He doesn't like pressure, which is going to be a massive benefit to Lee, who is a very pressure fighter. Bad striking defense. He doesn't really block shots. He just kind of eats them. And he gets taken down quite a bit. While Lee, really good cardio, pretty good submission game. He's very well rounded. He's a BJJ black belt. Very durable, has height. Very powerful on the feet. He has pretty high volume. I mean, he throws 4 strikes per minute, or 4 significant strikes per minute. Pretty good takedown defense. Very fast, very durable, very good straight punches. He has really good striking defense, and he does have really good trips in the clinch. Good trip takedowns, really solid chin, really good boxing. He is wild. He'll throw dynamic strikes. He'll throw at different angles. Good leg kicks. Good clinch defense. He doesn't really overwhelmed in the clinch. Really good body work. Really good pocket fighter. And he's a good finisher. He has a lot of power, and he's willing to brawl. He doesn't check leg kicks, and he does get into firefights, though. And the leg kicks will be a good, big part of Bolano's game if he does win. But I just can't see Bolano winning this. I think he is durable enough to survive and get a decision, because Lee doesn't always hunt for the finish. He does sometimes just settle for a decision. But Gaston, his kicking game, and he has some power in his hands, aren't going to be enough for Lee when Lee's walking forwards constantly, laying down pressure, getting in the pocket, or even wrestling Bolanos. I just don't think Bolanos will have enough in his game to get Lee's respect and get Lee questioning what he's going to do next. I think Lee will dominate this fight. I think Bolanos could pull out the first round, maybe, but I am going to go Lee decision. This is going to be a bad fight. This is going to end fast. I'm not really excited for this fight at all. Dior Nurgazai. Nurgazai is terrible. He's gotten submitted in his last 2 fights. He came undefeated. Like, Brenson Ribeiro is such a bad loss. Hold on. Let me go into this dude's record. Brenson Ribeiro is like a can who got cut from the UFC, I believe. Okay, clearly, I don't know, I can't. Nurgazai, pretty good kicks. He is a really good kicker on the feet. He has some good offensive wrestling. Some pretty good takedowns. Decent head movement. He's athletic for heavyweight. He has power. He has gone 5 rounds, but his cardio has depleted in the UFC. Good leg kicks. He loves that lead hook. Both of them really love their lead hooks. A decent boxer. He starts very fast, very aggressive. He's explosive, and he is a good finisher. He does have some submissions, but he can't really utilize them because he's terrible. But his cons just outweigh his positives so much. He has terrible takedown defense. He gives up way too many submissions. He's constantly caught in some type of submission. His chin's not even all too that good. His ground and pound defense is terrible. He cannot get up off the bottom. He just settles on bottom because he can't get up. He has really slow hands, and he has this tick where he scratches his eye, or he rubs his eye constantly, almost every other punch. And it really sets up, it's as soon as he does it, he throws a punch right after. So it's very obvious when he's going to throw a strike, so he's very telegraphed. And that scratching his eye, it leaves him vulnerable for strikes. And the one thing I don't get about this dude, how are you good at offensively wrestling, but your defensive wrestling is some of the worst in the entire UFC? He's been subbed in his last 2. The Uran Saltybayev, that's a good loss. Uran is really good, but Branson Ribeiro, Jesus Christ. Tobias is just a really aggressive wrestler, has really good submission, smooth takedown, really good top game, high volume, pretty good cardio, good clinch, smooth ground game. He shoots a lot of takedowns, and when he's being pressured, he does shoots takedowns. He has really good time takedowns. I do see that being a factor because I see Dior being aggressive, starting early, and Rafael timing a good time takedown and just finishing the fight in the first round. He has good takedowns. He has a stiff jab. It is quite slow, but it is a stiff jab. He has smart takedowns. He has submissions off his back, which is rare in heavyweight. And he has pretty good kicks, pretty good teeps down the middle, which I think can keep off Nurgazai. He's not the best striker, terrible competition, and he has bad striking defense. But I think the wrestling acumen of Tobias will be way too much for Nurgazai, and I think Tobias gets around 1 submission from Nurgazai. Sumadarji versus Jesus Aguilera. The reach is crazy. He has 10-inch reach advantage over Jesus Aguilera. And I'm still picking Jesus Aguilera over that. There's a reason. There's a good reason for it. Jesus, very powerful. He is very powerful. He fights well with his range. He's learned how to fight with a short range. He gets in the pocket. He lands body work. He's really good in the clinch. Very strong. But the part where he sets himself apart from Sumadarji is he has nasty submission game, very good jiu-jitsu. He deals with pressure really well. He's very tough. He has a first round, under a minute submission win over Edgar Chairez. He's overly aggressive. He has a really solid chin, so I don't think Sumadarji is going to knock out Jesus Aguilera. He constantly comes forwards. Pretty good Mexican-style boxing. He has a really good get-up game, good takedowns. He's a little low volume, and his takedown defense is pretty shit, but I don't think this is going to really come into play against Sumadarji. I think what's going to happen is he gets in the pocket against Sumadarji, because Sumadarji does not keep his distance well. And his submission defense, Sumadarji, is terrible. He has 6 losses to submission against Matt Schnell, of all people. He has really bad submission defense. Not a good grappler. He has an ACL injury in his past. Struggles to finish. He does not have any power in his hands. And all things wrestling he's bad at. He can't get up. He can't stuff a takedown. And he can't get up once he gets taken down. But on the feet, I think he will be winning minutes. He's very high pace, pretty good cardio. He's very durable, pretty accurate striker. He is over a 50% accuracy rating. Puts a lot of pressure on opponents. Very good boxing. Very good kicks. He throws a lot of good combinations. Mixes it up really well. Good head movement. He darts in and out of combinations really well. And he's good at range. He is good rangy fighter. Pretty good cardio. And he has really good counter strikes. And he does have dynamic kicks. He has a side kick. He has a couple spinning back kicks. But I think that submission defense of him is going to come into play, and I think Jesus is going to get this fight to the ground and find a submission. I'd put it in round 3. I think this is going to be a very close fight. I think Sumudaerji needs to keep Jesus at range if he wants to win this fight, and I think Jesus needs to get in close. Don't let Sumudaerji use that 10-inch reach advantage. Shoot a lot of takedowns. And yeah, I think there's more red flags in Sumudaerji's game than there is in Jesus. So I think I'm gonna go Jesus. I think he will be able to get down Sumudaerji, even though it's not gonna be easy. I think Jesus will get him down to the ground. I think he'll land ground and pound. Sumudaerji will try and get up, and immediately he will latch up a ghillie or a rear naked choke or something. And he's the underdog in this fight, almost a plus 200 underdog. So I'm gonna go with the side of Jesus Aguilera by submission. These next 3 fights, I'm not going to go too intensively in depth with because I just broke down the Demirbaral fight. So let's get into it. Cody Durden. Durability is a factor in this fight. He's shown that he's lost his durability. One of his key factors in the previous fights is his durability, but he's been knocked out 4 times in his last? Yeah. Should have been a knockout here. Almost 4 times in his last 5 fights he's been knocked out. He has very bad submission defense. He has no head movement. He's lost all of his durability. 6 submission losses. He gives up his neck in a lot of his takedown attempts. And when he gets hurt, which inevitably he will, he does panic shoot a double leg, and he gives up front chokes. Usually he's able to survive them, but against someone like Nam, who's very good at front chokes, I think this will be the deciding factor in this fight. He doesn't have power. He's kind of an overwhelming type of fighter. He has terrible defense, and he gives way too many openings on the feet. The thing is, he's very crafty. He's very, very good cardio. He has heart. He gets up constantly. He has pretty good boxing, really good boxing in the pocket. And his offensive wrestling is really good. He can take down opponents. He can hold them there. Very aggressive. Very high volume. And he makes every fight competitive. But Nam is he's very good at boxing. Very clean strikes. Very high volume. Constantly walks forwards. Very aggressive. He doesn't have the most power in his hands. But he throws a lot of volume. He's very physical. He can dominate people in the clinch. Very good takedown defense. Good takedowns himself. Good trips. And what I see happening is Nam hurting Durden. Durden rushing in for a double leg, and then Nam getting a Darth choke or an anaconda or some type of front choke. Maybe a ghillie, because Nam does have a nasty ghillie. I see right here, an anaconda choke. I guarantee what happened was the same type of submission that I think is going to happen. And I think Durden is going to get hurt, rushing for a takedown, and get subbed by Nam. I'm going to give it a round 2 submission to Nam. Moving on to Alberto Montes versus Ricky Turcios. Alberto's really good. Very inactive, though. Very inactive. He's 31 and just got to the UFC. Let's break down Alberto first. Alberto, he's kind of like a mini Ilia Topuria. He looks like Ilia Topuria, and his boxing is really similar to Ilia. If you watch it, you will notice he is similar to Ilia. But he's phenomenal on the ground. He has really good front chokes, similar to Nam. Most of his submissions are, holy shit, a lot of submissions, a lot of anaconda chokes. Really clean counter striking. He moves out of the way and lands beautiful counter strikes. Pretty good. He's very defensively sound. BJJ black belt. Great ground submissions. Great ground transitions. really good combinations on the feet. He resets engagements really well. He circles around the cage really well. He flows really nicely. Great body work. He sets up traps for his opponents really well. He feints really well. He's very technical. He's very athletic, very fast kicks too. And he has a really stiff jab. Fast kicks on every level. His body kicks are massively big in his game. Leg kicks too. And he makes his opponents panic shoot with the amount of pressure. He sets up beautiful. He gets his opponent to shoot every time, and he lands that anaconda choke. That's why it's such a great submission for him. But the thing is, he doesn't have that one-shot knockout power. He's very inactive. He doesn't have the greatest takedowns. He struggles to get opponents to the ground. That's more why he relies on them shooting the takedown for his submissions. He struggles to get off the fence when he's clinched, and I'm guessing he's had a lot of injuries because he's had 5 fights in 5 years, mainly 1 fight a year. Ricky Turcios, there's not much to say about him. He's pretty shit. His defensive wrestling is terrible. Terrible takedown defense. Struggles against people who have power. Gets hit a lot. He tries to make the fight gritty and very chaotic. He throws a bunch of wild strikes from weird angles. Very high volume. He does have a pretty good submission game. He finds he has really good jiu-jitsu. He's very durable. He's hard to finish. And he has fantastic cardio. You're not going to outlast Ricky Turcios in his type of fight. He's very active on the ground. If you take him down, he will look for submissions on his back. He will look for submissions. He will get up. He will look for ground and pound. He's very active, but he's not very technical. And he's very wild, and he's easily countered, which I think Alberto will do. How many finishes has Alberto had in his career? He's at 3. That's not that bad. He's been knocked out 1 time. By who? I haven't seen the fight. Yeah, he has pretty good win. He was supposed to fight Steve Garcia. Roberto Romero. Have I seen this guy before? Yeah, he's in the UFC. Yeah, terrible fight. Alberto's going to win this one by decision, is my prediction. I mean, I don't even need to break this down. Jesus. Do we really need to talk about this fight? We all know what's going to happen. Cody Brundage, I mean, he's gritty, he has heart, and he's decently durable. He throws high volume. He has decent takedowns, decent wrestling, pretty good scramble game, decent submission game. And he starts very fast, but Dante Johnson is legit. He's very powerful. He's a good finisher. He's very athletic. He throws hard on every shot. Very fast, good footwork. He is very good in finishing moments. Like, he finds the right shot. Very dynamic. And his defense is pretty good. He shows improvement in every fight. Good counter striking, and he closes range really, really well. And he's good in the pocket. He is small. He's a smaller dude. And he wastes a lot of energy with the way he moves. But I still think this is going to be a Dante Johnson first round finish. Moving on to the last prelim of the evening. Cody Garbrandt, No Love versus Long Zhao. Now, this is a hard one for me. Because I love Cody Garbrandt. I think he's very talented. Fucking dude loses every fight. And Long Zhao is not good. But his style is exactly what Cody Garbrandt does not like. Cody Garbrandt, we all know what he is, who he is. Very fast, good footwork, great movement, very fast reaction time, phenomenal takedown defense. He has wrestling on his own. He doesn't really utilize his takedowns or his grappling. He relies more on his really good boxing, his very powerful hands. He's very explosive. Really good blitzing attacks, really good boxing hooks, high volume, good combination striker, great scrambles, and he does have pretty good submission defense. He's a veteran, obviously he has that experience, he has pretty good head movements, and he does have good leg kicks, but we all know what his red flags are. Terrible fight IQ, really bad really bad shin. It's like glass. His cardio's really shit. His striking defense is not as good as it used to be. He takes a lot of damage. He backs up quite a bit. He doesn't go on the front foot. And that's going to be really bad because Long is very, very durable, very hard to finish. Loves a scrap. Has power in his hands. Pretty good striking. Never gives up. He does have a submission game, but he won't really utilize it in this. Very high volume. 5 strikes per minute. Popping jab. Really good cardio. He's not going to get tired, and even if he does, he will continue pressing forwards. He has really good timing, and he has great takedown defense, but he can be out-wrestled. His head movement, he is non-existent. Very bad striking defense. He gets hit quite a bit, and he just exits, and he can't create separation, and when there is separation, he gets caught a lot, and he doesn't defend punches at all, but this is a hard one because Long's cardio is going to be a big problem for Cody because Cody gasses in every one of his fights. But I'm going to go Cody Garbrandt by decision. I don't think Cody's power is going to translate anymore. I don't think he has that one-shot knockout power. And I think Long is going to be there to be hit by any punch Cody does. And I think Cody's footwork and movement will be too much for Long to cut him off and find that one-shot knockout that he needs to finish Cody. And I think Cody's just going to use his veteran experience, use his crafty, and I think Cody's still above this level of fighter. And I think Cody will dominate this fight. I think he'll win every round. Besides the third, I think it's going to be a 29-28 because I think Long will build into this fight and Cody will fade in the later ends. And I think there will be a couple scary moments for Cody, but I think Cody will get back in the winning column. And yeah, moving on to the main card. 4 more fights to go after this. Gregory Rodrigo versus Bruno Ferreira. This is a rematch. Bruno Ferreira knocked out Gregory Rodrigo in the first round violently. And I can't see this fight going any differently. I am going to be hurt no matter what because Gregory Rodrigo and Bruno Ferreira is in my top 5 current favorite fighters, active fighters. So I hate this matchup. I hate that one of them has to lose. Both of them are on massive win streaks. Well, no, both of them are on massive win streaks, both over 2. We can give RoboCop the quality of win because he knocked out Jack Hermansson, who's very, very crafty, very good. Roman Kopylov the great win, but he beat Marvin Vettori. Jackson McVeigh, who I think is very good. And he's the underdog, Jesus. I'm going to go Bruno Ferreira first round knockout. I think Gregory Rodriguez is improved, but I think his defensive lapse is still there. I think he tends to pressure his opponents, use his power and his physicality to back them up, and just stand and bang with them. And I think stand and banging with someone with the power of Bruno Ferreira is not good, and I think it's really going to get him caught in this fight. And yeah, I can see this going terribly for Bruno, or terribly for RoboCop. I'm going to go more in depth. Gregory Rodrigo, very explosive. He's a very explosive fighter. He has incredible power in his hands. His cardio is good, even though he did gas out in that Jared Cannonier fight. He's very tall, very long. Really good straight shots down the pipe. Good combinations. He's very dangerous anywhere. He has really good recovery. He can get hurt and recover quickly. So you really have to hit him with that one-shot knockout power to win by KO. He's not going to get overwhelmed. He can wrestle well while hurt. While he's dazed, he can still get good takedowns. He has phenomenal jiu-jitsu, great submission game, very violent ground and pound, very fast on the feet, really good takedowns, really good back take. He is a submission threat. He has incredible power in his hands too. He mixes it up, and he constantly walks forwards. He never backs up, and he has really good judo throws and pressure. But he has a lot of scar tissue. He bleeds a lot, which really does hinder him in decisions where they could be swayed by the amount of visible damage he has. He doesn't level change when pressure is too much. He kind of just wilts. He stands super tall. Terrible fence fighter. He gets caught while his back is to the fence quite a bit. He gets into brawls and opens up his guard and just starts standing and banging, and that gets him hurt in a lot of his fights. And he does kind of have a glass chin. I've seen him hurt in a lot of his fights. He doesn't pace himself pretty well. He's very aggressive. He hunts for the finish from the start to the finish of every round. And he stands really tall and leaves his chin open, which I think is going to be a recipe for a KO from Ferreira. He does have decent takedown defense. I don't think the jiu-jitsu is going to be a big part of this game, because Bruno can hold his own in the jiu-jitsu game. But the striking of Bruno is very explosive, one of the most explosive in the division. Very aggressive, great boxing, very dynamic, insane power, one-shot power, definitely. He has really fast hands, very good head movement. He switches stances really well, good defensive wrestling. He has good striking defense, insane finishing potential. He has really good jiu-jitsu. He's very physically strong. Everything he throws hurts his opponents. Phenomenal clinch game. Really good judo throws, good takedown. He has good submission defense. His pace in the first round is unmatched. And he has a beautiful right hand. He gasses. He doesn't have good cardio. He does gas. His takedown defense isn't that great. He does slow down. Very hittable in the later rounds. He's really small for the division. I think he's gonna have a 5-inch disadvantage here. His takedowns are very telegraphed. He does leave his chin open, and he doesn't react well to being hit. He doesn't like pressure. He likes being the pressurer. And I think his counter-striking of RoboCop is going to be a big problem. I can see this fight going almost the exact same way as the last one. RoboCop starts fast. Both of them start brawling. RoboCop gets the advantage using his height and his reach. Backs up Bruno, and then Bruno just throws a haymaker and lands it on RoboCop. So I'm going to go round 1 KO from Bruno Ferreira. Drew Dober versus Michael Johnson. Michael Johnson's going to win this fight. Drew Dober is very clearly declining, and Michael Johnson is slowly declining. There's a difference. Michael Johnson, insane power. He does have a lot of power in his hands. He's very fast. His reaction time is insane. His boxing is incredibly fast. And Drew Dober really does struggle with people who are a lot faster than him. That's why he was struggling with Gene Silver so badly. The wrestling game is going to be nullified in this. I think it's going to be really hard for Michael Johnson to finish Drew Dober. Drew Dober is one of the most durable fighters in the UFC, and we all know how Drew Dober reacts to fighting someone of Michael Johnson's skin tone. Michael Johnson, high volume, very good footwork, knockout artist, great counter-striking. He's very good on the back foot. He selects his shots really well. He's really good at managing range. Great boxing. Very fast 1-2. He's never flat-footed. He circles the cage really well. He's very crafty. Pretty good cardio. Good combos. He doesn't show visible damage as much as Drew Dober does. His competition, though, is unmatched. Like, he's fought Khabib, Gaethje, Poirier, Ferguson, and he does mix in body work. His red flags are his chin is cooked. A good gust of wind could take out Michael Johnson. He uses offense as defense. His defense isn't really all there. He does kind of use his offense to nullify his opponent's finishing potential. His results are very inconsistent, though. He takes a lot of shots. He doesn't like brawling, which is going to be scary for him in this fight. He doesn't like pocket fighting. He's not very good in the pocket. He does overswing quite a bit. His striking defense is kind of shit. He gives away a fight in the later moments of each round. Drew Dober could capitalize on that. He blocks the first punch of every combination, so He's been caught by it multiple times, and he's been knocked out due to it. He blocks the first punch and then lets his hands down and gets caught by the second punch of a combination. He doesn't have any offensive wrestling, and he doesn't have a submission game. And he doesn't check low kicks. But I think Michael Johnson is very good. Drew Dober. Drew Dober's fighting a black guy, so he's 5 times better than he usually is. He has really fast kicks, really good cardio. His pressure is 10 to none. He has insane recoverability. His chin's great. He has really good boxing, very powerful. He's been in the ring a lot. Again, very high volume. He's very hard to muscle around because of how bulky he is. He cuts off the cage really well. He throws a lot. Very good combination. He never gives up on himself, so he's a very good comeback fighter. Great pocket fighting. He has decent kicks, but he doesn't really utilize them too much. And his constant forward pressure and the mix of his really good boxing hooks are going to be a problem for Michael Johnson. Again, Drew Dober has a lot of scar tissue. Very bad. He's very predictable in his strikes. So Michael Johnson will be able to, I'd say, dodge most of his strikes with his reaction time. Drew Dober doesn't really wrestle. He struggles to get off the fence on the clinch. And his head is always on the center line. So he's going to get fucking piped by Michael Johnson. And he struggles against speed. He doesn't like when someone's a lot faster than him. And nowadays, with how slow Drew Dober actually fights, I do believe Michael Johnson is going to have the massive speed advantage. And they're both getting up there in age, but I think Drew Dober's mileage is a lot more than he lost to Moicano. That's a bad loss. And he was struggling against Prepolek. I think Michael Johnson will be able to cruise to a decision. He's not going to let Drew Dober get this one into a war. He's going to let Michael Johnson's going to be on the outside, counter strike, use his footwork to evade Drew Dober. I do think at some point Drew Dober will catch Michael Johnson and probably hurt him, because Drew Dober will never stop coming forwards, and eventually he will land something on Michael Johnson's chin when Michael is on the fence. But regardless, I think Michael Johnson will be able to pitter-pat his way to a decision. I don't think this ends in finish. I think if Drew Dober wins, it ends in finish, and then if Michael Johnson wins, it's by decision. So I'm going to go Michael Johnson 29-28 decision. Moving on. Who is the favorite in this fight? Wow. Raul Rosas Jr. is the fucking favorite. Well, I suppose after that David Martinez loss, you could give him that. But the experience difference is fucking crazy. Rob Font almost has the same losses that he does career fights. This is a tale of two styles. Rob Font, phenomenal boxing. Really good jab. He fights behind his jab really well. Hold on. Yeah, he has really good boxing. Pretty high volume. His cardio is really good. He doesn't really slow down. He snipes really well. He finds that chin really well. He has a good get-up game. He's really good in the pocket. His competition, again, he's fought the who's who of that division. Pretty good combinations. He has a really good collar tie. Whenever his opponent tries to frame on like a hand, Font lands uppercuts and clinch hooks. He's very crafty. His chin is very well used. He doesn't get knocked out. He doesn't really get submitted. He throws multiple jabs. Like he'll triple up his jab and then throw across. Very good counter striker too. And he has bad takedown defense, but he is getting taken down by really good wrestlers. He often wins a lot of the round and then in the last minute gives his way around by getting knocked down or something. He's older, obviously. He's pushing 40, I believe. He's a year and a half away from being 40. He has a lot more mileage on him than Raul does. He does show visible damage. He doesn't really have a submission game. And his leg kicks are the way he stands for his boxing to be so well. He stands super tall. And leg kicks are really hard to check from that stance. and it is a problem for Opfan. He does get pelted by leg kicks, but Raul Rosas Jr., Chihuihuis, isn't a leg kicker. He's really good on the ground. His guard game is phenomenal. His submission game is really good. He has a really good he has a really good single leg takedown. Very aggressive on the ground. He hunts for the KO. He hunts for the submission. Shoots a lot of takedowns. Pretty good cardio. Very physical. Great reversals. Walks forwards. Great transitions on the ground. Great backpack and back take. Great submission defense. But the place where this fight's going to take the majority of the time on is the striking game. And Raul Rosas Jr. is terrible at striking. He's incredibly open. He has no head movement. He puts himself in so many vulnerable positions on the feet. He doesn't have any power in his hands. His striking defense is terrible. He settles for control over damage, while Font settles for damage over anything. He puts down his rear hand while going for a jab, and that's exactly what Font capitalizes on. Because as soon as he goes for that jab, Font's going to land that cross. And he loads up on his rear strikes way too much. And Font's going to be able to counter. Font's going to be able to capitalize on that. And I think Font's going to keep this fight standing. Rosas is not as good as people think he is. And I think he is going to get fraud checked in this one. Rosas has great grappling. And even his takedowns aren't very good. They're very telegraphed. He struggles to get them at times. And I think this is way too much of a step up in competition. I think Font, Rosas, what was his last fight? Oh my god, against Vince Morales. He was good jiu-jitsu, but not a striker. Has he fought any strikers? Oh my god. He fought someone who's very well-rounded, and he lost. I don't see Font being able to get taken down 8 times in this fight like he did Gene Matsumoto. And even though he got taken down by Gene Matsumoto 6 times, he won that fight. I think this is going to be a close fight for the first round. I think Rosas is going to have a good first round. I think Font's going to have a good first round, maybe edging towards Rosas. And then I think Font builds into the fight. He normally builds into the fight. He wins those last couple rounds. And I think he's going to be able to do it. I think Rosas is going to be fully energized, fully strength in the first round, and I think he's going to get a takedown. But as the fight builds down, fatigue sets in for Rosas. I think Font wins this on the cards, damaging Rosas. I could see him hurting Rosas badly, and then Rosas surviving and losing to a decision. Moving on. This may have been my longest video ever. This may be pushing an hour. Caio Borralho versus RDR. RDR being a plus 215 underdog is fucking insane. RDR is very good. They both have less than 4 losses. Even Caio is getting up there in age, so is RDR. This fight is so much more even than people are giving it. The thing is, both of them have never really faced the style of opponent. Go through Caio Borralho's fight. He has never fought someone with the ground game and wrestling ability of RDR. Yes, Paul Craig, shut up. That motherfucker can't do anything. And RDR has never fought someone with the striking and power and footwork of Caio. So, yes, I know Brendan Allen, that's a terrible loss. But he beat Whitaker. Caio has never beat anyone to the level of Whitaker. He beat Bo Nickel. The Kevin Holland, that's a good win. Kevin Holland's a good win, so is Whitaker. Caio only has Jared Cannonier. I think RDR wins this. I think the physicality of RDR is going to be too much for Caio. I think the body knees will come into play. I think the clinch of RDR is going to be a big factor. RDR struggles with cardio, yes, but this is a 3-round fight, so I don't think that's going to come into play. If this was a 5-round fight, I'd give it to Caio. But the jiu-jitsu of RDR, the ground game is insane, dude. He finds submissions. He finds angles for ground and pound. He finds everything. His scrambles are beautiful. He's a high-level finisher on the feet and on the ground. He does have power in his hands. He is very open for strikes on the feet, though. He has a good chin, though. He doesn't get knocked out cold. He's very powerful. His offensive wrestling is really good. His jab is phenomenal. One of the best jabs in the entire UFC. Very good defensively. Like, his defensive wrestling is great. Very active on the ground. And he's very hard to figure out. Like, he's a hard fighter to go against. While his striking is very sloppy, he's a bad counter striker. He doesn't like being pressured. And he's not very good on the back foot. And he does settle for the bottom. If Caio takes down RDR, I think RDR will stay in his guard, looking for a triangle, looking for an armbar, and therefore he will lose that round. But I don't think Caio is going to be able to take down RDR. And RDR does have the history of being a quitter. He has quit on the bench twice in his career out of his 3 losses. But again, I don't think Caio is to the level of RDR. Caio is really good defensive wrestling. Again, he does have good defensive wrestling. He's very powerful. He has really good karate. Very fast. He does have some type of jiu-jitsu. Very untested, though. He's very untested on the ground. He's never gone against someone to the level of RDR on the ground. He's very bouncy. He has pretty good cardio. He has a really good blast double leg. Very explosive. He picks his shots really well. He has a good jab, good leg kicks. And he has decent counter strikes. And he's a good striker. He is. He finds his shots. And he doesn't really mix it up all too much. He kind of headhunts. But he is on the lower end of output. He doesn't throw too much. He doesn't really finish fights anymore. He does overextend, which I think could be a recipe for disaster against RDR. I think him overextending on punches could land a body knee, a clinch, and get down Caio. And he's incredibly untested on the fucking defensive side. He's only had 12 takedowns shot on him in his UFC career, and 6 of them were by Paul Craig. He doesn't clinch too often, and he's very inaccurate, and he does hesitate sometimes. So, I mean, Caio needs to stay on the outside and use his footwork to keep RDR standing and vulnerable on that feet, while RDR needs to do the exact opposite. He needs to wrestle Caio and don't let him control the fight with his range. I have no idea how Caio is a minus 250 favorite over RDR. I get that he had a terrible performance against Brendan Allen, but he did do 5 weight cuts in 1 year, so cut him some slack. RDR was coming off of a win against Robert Whittaker, who is 10 times better than anyone Caio has beaten. Yes, Caio is a better striker than RDR, and RDR is a phenomenal wrestler and has phenomenal jiu-jitsu, which Caio has never faced. I think Caio is going to be exposed for his defensive wrestling and is going to get controlled and struggle to get up on off the back, off the bottom. And on the feet, I think Caio will do a lot better than RDR. I think he will keep range really well and have great footwork, so that goofy RDR striking will get him in trouble. But I think RDR will manage to survive on the feet. I think he will do decent, and I think he'll get the fight to the ground and win the moments. I think he'll have damage in ground and pound. I think he could lock up a few submission attempts, maybe secure. He'll be able to secure a lot of control time, a lot of moments in this fight, and I think he will secure the decision victory. I don't see this fight being finished. I don't think Caio has the power to knock out RDR, and I don't think RDR will be able to lock up a submission on Caio. But I'm going to go RDR by decision. I know I'm picking a lot of underdogs on this card, so this could be a very bad card for me, but 21-3, 17-2, Caio's losses are much worse than RDR's. Moving on. This is going to be a sad fight to watch, because this is going to end in finish. This is going to be a finish. 5-round fight. Both of them excellent cardio. Max Holloway doesn't have this stigma of not having power because he is at lightweight now, and he has dropped all of his opponents since he's moved up. Max Holloway's going to win this fight by knockout in round 2. Charles Oliveira is slowing down. It's very clear. In that Gamrot fight, he was getting pelted by Gamrot. His entries were terrible. Gamrot was landing anything he wanted on Oliveira. If Gamrot had any type of power, he would have knocked out Oliveira. Oliveira's ground game is still Oliveira's ground game. If Max Holloway gets down to the ground, I think Charles could finish him. And, yeah, I mean, Charles is no slouch on the feet, but his striking defense is going to be a massive problem for how lanky Max Holloway is and how accurate Max Holloway is. And the volume of Max Holloway. Charles, I mean, he has great recovery most of the time when he's not flatlined. He has power in his hands. He is a powerful striker. He does have the best jiu-jitsu guard of all time when he's taken down. He has good footwork, decent head movement. He has really good timing on his strikes. Very powerful boxing hooks. He is still pretty fast on the feet. Best jiu-jitsu of all time. I'd give it to him. Incredible submission game. Very aggressive on the feet. Very violent ground and pound. He has phenomenal takedowns and trips. He has insane ground and pound. Really good teep kick that could keep Max Holloway at range for certain moments. Good clinch. I mean, it's going to be hard clinching someone taller than you for Charles. He has, again, enough said about this dude's ground game. We all know how good his ground game is. Let's talk about the striking, where 90% of the fight will take place. Charles is way too open. I mean, he's high volume. He has really good cardio. But, I mean, and his knees are really good. But he never gives up on himself. But, Jesus, he gets hurt in every fight. And he kind of needs to be hurt to get into the fight. To become the Charles Oliveira everyone loves. He gets hurt, and then he becomes that. That's what happened in the That's what happened in the Gaethje fight. That's what happened in the Poirier fight. And we've seen this dude get rocked by everyone. He gets knocked down by Islam and then submitted. Got flatlined by Ilya. Knocked down by Gaethje. Knocked down by Poirier. He got knocked out by Max Holloway in the early stages of his career. His defense is terrible. He bleeds a lot. He has scar tissue. Terrible striking defense. He's declining. And he needs to get Max on the ground to win this fight. He needs to land ground and pound, make Max Holloway panic on the ground, and then latch up a submission. But Max Holloway, he's incredibly durable. Very good chin. Phenomenal cardio. Both of them will not gas out. But Max Holloway's volume, most significant strikes in a fight ever. He has 8 significant strikes per minute. He's very fast, phenomenal combination, mixes it up really well, walks forwards, great pressure. His footwork he utilizes really good anti-wrestling footwork. He circled very well, constantly avoiding takedowns, really good leg kicks. He's really good under pressure, phenomenal pocket fighting. Obviously, as we know, he does the point down, phenomenal pocket fighting. He does have a decent mount, he does have some jiu-jitsu, and he can hold down opponents on the ground, but I don't think we're going to see a Max Holloway jiu-jitsu fucking fight. Insane boxing when his opponents are against the fence. He tees off on them really well. He has great head movement, very good distance management, really good kicks, good body work. He does have a pretty solid guillotine choke. He has a pretty deadly jumping back kick. He has power in his hands at lightweight. He has good timing, good straight punches, which are going to be a big factor in this fight. Same punches Gamrot was landing on Charles. Really good straight. He has very good takedown defense too. He doesn't slow down, and he has good counter wrestling. I mean, he doesn't check leg kicks, but Charles is not going to throw too many. He's been through a lot of wars. He obviously gives the opponent 10 seconds at the end of the fight. He's only a brown belt in jiu-jitsu, and he trains gi, which is very different from how it actually is in the UFC. His submission defense isn't the greatest, and he is very open on the feet. But like, I don't see Charles Oliveira being able to get down Max Holloway, and I think this ends early. I think Max Holloway finds a straight shot down the pipe, hurts Charles Oliveira, lets him get back up. Charles doesn't have his feet under him, and Max Holloway puts him out cold. So that's it. If you guys disagree with my picks, please comment. Tell me your opinions. Tell me how I'm so wrong. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Bye, guys.